There's been some talk about possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
But Anthony, listen to me. Don't take a dive with this Jake Paul, mate. Do not do that. Not for $1 billion, my pal. Don't do it. Don't do as the others have done. Do not take dives. If he fights you, knock him dead as a nit. And good luck with it.
Tyson says he's going to bet £1 million on Jake Paul knocking out Joshua.
This is what I'm saying.
It's not even about it being realistic or not. Like, it's going to happen. So
Jake Paul, the internet personality turned pro boxer, sparked attention by calling out Anthony Joshua after defeating Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Turki Alashik, a major boxing figure in Saudi Arabia. He said support the idea, giving the potential matchup more momentum. Still, many in the boxing community reject the thought of Paul facing Joshua, raising concerns about the big gap in size and skill, and questioning whether a fight like this fits within serious professional boxing.
I was reached out to Anthony Joshua a few times. I've spoken to Nakisa, Jake's manager. It's never a fight we anticipated. It's never a fight we've targeted. But if you want Jake Paul to be the warm-up fight, and obviously financially it's a great opportunity for AJ, and you want to provide AJ and probably in turn Matchroom with the opportunity to extinguish Jake Paul from the world of boxing, then maybe AJ will oblige.
Jake Paul, you've lost your mind if you think you can go toe-to-toe with Anthony Joshua. Listen, let's not get confused, guys. Let's not get confused. Yes, cool. Anthony, he took a big L with Daniel Dubois. But Daniel Dubois is not no joke, bro. It's not a joke. You know what I'm trying to say? He took an L there, but Jake Paul, I got the utmost respect of what he's done, how he's managed to navigate through the boxing world. Like, bro, it's so mad. And I can see this is like a 90%. It's happening, it's positioning, it's marketing already. Like, why would you see Jake Paul go face to face with Alexander Usyk if it's not to position for a fight for Saudi? Obviously, Jake Paul's gonna fight Anthony Joshua. There's possibly gonna be a Usyk against Tyson Fury 3, because obviously the last two were so close. But you never know. It can also be a Usyk against Derek Chisora.
After defeating Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Jake Paul said that his long-discussed fight with Anthony Joshua now looks very likely for next year. He stated, "I want to fight Anthony Joshua. I believe I can beat him. He can't handle punches and he's too stiff."
that's really what the message is behind it all. And Anthony Joshua is an insane fight, but I want that challenge. We've been DMing back and forth. He wants to make it happen. He called me up, and it's looking very likely for next.
Jake viewed the win as proof of his progress and says he still wants a challenge, even though he is not a full heavyweight. He pointed to Deontay Wilder's success at lighter weights and said he is ready to take the risk. Ongoing talks with Saudi boxing head Turki Alashik and Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn show increasing interest, while Joshua has hinted he might consider the fight of Paul is genuinely committed.
But if that doesn't materialize, I know the Tommy Fury name has been floated about. Is there any other fighters who may not be world champions that you're looking to face?
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Joshua.
I think that's the main one that, we've talked a lot about is if it's not for the title, it's looking at Tommy, if he's reasonable, and then Anthony Joshua. And he's adamant that he wants to make that fight happen at the end of 2026.
Anything's possible. And so I like the challenge. People, that's the criticism. Fight someone in their prime who's a beast. I think people just want to see me lose. That's really what the message is behind it all. And Anthony Joshua is an insane fight, but I want that challenge. We've been DMing back and forth. He wants to make it happen. He called me.
Eddie Hearn, Joshua's promoter, admitted that the fight could become a massive attraction, but warned Paul to be careful about what he's asking for, pointing out how dangerous Joshua truly is. Hearn said Paul is brave enough to push for the matchup even though Joshua is a legitimate heavyweight force, and noted that both fighters would earn huge money. He also emphasized the serious risk involved, calling a huge mismatch that could badly damage Paul's career, whether in a real or career-ending sense.
I mean, if it is, then you've got no problem seeing it. But when AJ, I mean, decapitate's a strong word, but you know, when he renders Jake Paul unconscious like he did to Francis Ngannou, don't then say, "Oh well, it was Jake Paul." Do you know what I mean? I mean, when AJ beat Francis Ngannou, Ngannou just had a fight that could have gone either way with Tyson Fury. Then AJ poleaxed him, and everyone just said he's just an MMA fighter. Do you know what I mean? Jake Paul's not Francis Ngannou. But as I said before, if you want to see Jake Paul exit the boxing world,
Hearn also acknowledged that Paul's strategy of calling out pro boxers can lead to massive paydays. Adding to the conversation, boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. offered a careful take on a possible Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua matchup. Jones said the fight could happen if Joshua truly wanted it, but it would need to make sense for him both competitively and financially. Calling Joshua a real former world champion, Jones added, "Did you see what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou? The same thing would happen to Jake Paul." Believing someone who isn't a full-time boxer can beat Anthony Joshua is...
Here, and Anthony Joshua, there's rumours circulating he could be fighting Jake Paul next. One, do you think it's good for boxing? And two, do you think the fight will happen?
I think it's great for boxing. I think the fight will happen. AJ is 1-0 against these guys that come in to these boxing careers late. So why not? He's a perfect guy to take him out too. He took Ngannou out. Why would he not take Jake Paul out? And for him, he'd probably make more money fighting Jake Paul than he will fight anybody else that he can fight right now. So why would he not do it? I mean, not that he needs the money right now anyway, but if he's going to do something, if you want to get a good win to put it back on the scene, that's a perfect win. You get a lot of money to it.
Dave Farrer and Spencer Oliver discussed the fast-growing public debate about a possible fight between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. The conversation picked up after Saudi boxing chief Turki Al-Sheikh hinted in an interview at Wembley that the matchup could get the green light. Al-Sheikh said Paul has already given a verbal yes and wants Joshua to overpower him in what many see as a clear mismatch, calling it a win-win situation that would test the legitimacy of both fighters.
And Jake Paul getting it on. He's some promoter, Jake Paul, of himself and of others too. But let's talk about the potential. Could you see this happening?
Do you know what? I think I could. Do you know why? I'll tell you why I can. Firstly, let me just say about Jake Paul. Look, he's been nothing but good for the sport. Forget what people think about him in the ring and, you know, what he's doing in the ring. He's been incredible for women's boxing, insane for women's boxing. He's really brought it to the forefront, you know, with what he's done with Amanda Serrano and now signing up all these other girls that we've got, Chantel Cameron and all the rest of the girls that he's signing up. Brilliant news. Like that's fantastic for women's sport, women's boxing. But he's also bringing eyeballs to boxing as well because he has a huge audience, and with what he's doing now, you're getting these, you know, the younger generation that had no interest in boxing at all now starting to watch it. So he's transforming so many people. You have to respect that. You know what he's doing as a promoter, he's doing brilliantly. Now he's calling out Anthony Joshua. Is it real? Does he really want the smoke? I mean, he's got to be an idiot if he does, because Anthony Joshua, let's use this as a comparison. Francis Ngannou called Anthony Joshua out after pushing Tyson Fury the way that he did, and he looked at that and he went in there and he iced him in 2 rounds. Francis Ngannou versus Jake Paul, you got to go heavily on Francis Ngannou, haven't you? So what's going to happen to poor Jake Paul if he boxes?
Many experienced boxing voices have strongly pushed back against the idea. Veteran heavyweight Derek Chisora sharply criticized the thought of Jake Paul receiving a WBC ranking, calling it disrespectful to the sport. Chisora said real fighters earn their spot through tough competition, while Paul moving up by facing unranked or past-prime opponents would rise only because of fame, not ability. He accused WBC President Mauricio Suleiman of choosing money over credibility and called the situation a disgrace to boxing. Chisora emphasized that rankings must be earned in the ring, not handed out for attention or promotion.
They give a cruiserweight ranking to the winner of this fight. Do you think they deserve one?
I don't think so. I don't know why. It's hard enough for real athletes, for real boxers to get those rankings, and then suddenly this Solomon Sousa decides to give double ranking because he's getting some greens in his, you know.
Lawrence Oakley has voiced major concerns about a potential fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, saying it could be extremely unsafe. Although Oakley has sparred with Paul and respects his work ethic and attitude, he believes that facing AJ, who has top-level power and skill, would be a dangerous mismatch for Paul. Many boxing experts agree. Eddie Hearn called the idea dangerous, very dangerous, while Frank Warren said the fight would be a huge challenge because of Joshua's clear physical advantage.
This nonsense.
Where am I? I can't see it happening. I can't. Although yes, lots of money, so on and so forth. I can't see it. I just can't. It just obviously as someone who's been a unified heavyweight world champion going in against Jake, well, it just doesn't. Yeah, and it's like I'm also talking from a health and safety factor. It's like he's maybe a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua's a very big, strong heavyweight, and if he turns it on, it's not just a risk of a knockout. It's a much bigger risk. So I can't see it personally. But it's
former world champion Amir Khan warned that Paul could face serious danger in the ring against Joshua. Tyson Fury, however, took the opposite stance and openly backed Paul's chances, saying he would even bet £1 million on Jake Paul scoring a knockout. Fury argued that Paul could stop Joshua in a potential heavyweight matchup. Speaking to Ring Magazine before the Usyk-Du Bois rematch at Wembley Stadium, Fury said, "I think Jake Paul knocks him out. I think AJ is a spent force and Jake Paul is on the rise." He added that Paul's larger, more muscular frame suits heavyweight boxing and praised his fearless approach across weight divisions. Fury also said he would put £1 million on Paul to win the fight straight out.
Possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force. And I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look. Bit chubby, bit bulky. Getting there. That's protected. And he just done a great job over the aging Chavez Jr., who was a middleweight, but still.
Sure.
Yeah. I like how Jake Paul calls out the full spectrum from featherweight to heavyweight. Do you know what I mean? Who did he call out? Tank Williams and Joshua. That's just crazy. That's he called Rick.
Eddie Hearn acknowledged the buzz created by Fury's remarks, but made it clear there is nothing equal about a matchup between AJ and Paul. In a direct interview, he said, "If people call it a 50-50 fight, that only works from a promotional angle." He added, "When Joshua beats Paul, it won't reflect badly on AJ. When AJ knocks Jake Paul out, don't brush it off by saying it was just Jake Paul." Hearn repeated his long-standing view that the fight will be a major mismatch, dangerous for Paul, but financially beneficial for Joshua.
AJ and Frank Bruno up there, the past, the current of it. So you're in now, son. You're in the deep end, and he's a good kid and a great fighter. I'm sure people are going to love being part of the journey.
Yeah, I know you're in a bit of a rush here, so I'll move on to Tyson Fury. Are you shocked that Tyson Fury announcing he's going to come back to ring? And did you expect him to want Usyk rather than AJ?
I think that he's always going to want to avenge a defeat. I mean, look, he feels that he won both of those fights. You know, I thought they were very close. Don't think he won them, but you know, maybe he does fight Usyk again. We can't control what Fury does. I gave up trying to do that years ago. You've seen from the response online, no one's really interested in Fury against Usyk 3, and everyone wants the AJ fight. But the minute I come out and start saying this and saying that, it probably rolls us back. So what I'm going to say is, good luck, Tyson Fury. Do whatever you want to do. Hopefully, it involves giving the public the biggest fight the country's ever had.
Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, 50-50 fight. What do you make of?
Tommy Fury, the only fighter to beat Jake Paul professionally, ridiculed Paul's idea of facing Anthony Joshua. Fury reminded everyone that Paul couldn't even beat him with a broken hand and said bluntly, "Jake Paul, I'm still your daddy." He called a Joshua versus Paul fight ridiculous, claiming it isn't worth a penny and that Paul's previous loss will always weaken his claims. Fury emphasized that Paul's bold words mean nothing until he faces real elite competition and made it clear he has no issue challenging Paul's confidence head-on.